Hi kindergarten, today we're going to be finishing up our sunset silhouettes. Now, I have some questions for you. I would like someone to raise their hand and tell us what a silhouette could mean. I hope someone said the silhouette is the outside of an object. So for instance, you see these trees, we see all the leaves, but do we see any color? No. We can't see the insects that are crawling all over them. We can't see the details or how they would feel. We only see the outside of it, those little lines that make up the object. So that's called the silhouette. We also talked about sky color. We read the book Sky Color by Peter Reynolds. So here's my question to you. Does the sky always have to be blue? I hope you said no. We talked about how the sky could be orange, red, yellow, pink, purple, blue, black. There's really so many colors that the sky could be. We also talked about warm colors. Could someone raise their hand and tell me what the warm colors are? I hope someone said red, orange, and yellow were the warm colors. We've already talked about the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. We call them primary because to mix any other color, you need two primary colors to make a secondary color. But colors also have a temperature. So colors can be warm, which means they remind us of things that are hot, like fire or lava, or they can be cool, which means maybe they remind us of water or trees or a purple night sky. Today we're going to be creating our trees. We're going to be using the letter Y as our inspiration to create our trees. We're going to be creating Y trees. Alright, now I need someone in the class to come up to the board. They're going to take an Expo marker and they're going to draw the letter Y as big as they can. Who could raise their hand and come up and show us how to draw the letter Y? Awesome. So, hopefully we should have something on the board that looks like this. This is the letter Y. It has 3 different lines, 1, 2, 3. We're going to be using this to create our tree. The reason we call it Y trees is because we're going to be using the letter Y to create our tree bigger and bigger. So it all starts off with the trunk. The trunk of the tree is that big long part that points towards the sky. Say trunk. Then there's little branches that go out on either side. So say branches. And then the easiest thing about them is they just keep on going. So I'm going to add a Y over here and a Y over here. It's starting to get some branches, but it's a little bit lonely. I think it needs a little bit more. I'll put some Ys over here, some Ys over here, Ys over here, Ys over here. Now you could add some Ys going off other parts too. That makes it look a little bit more realistic. It's kind of up to you how big you want your tree to be. But what do trees need on the end of their branches? Little leaves, you're right. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw some little circles for my leaves. So it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. Now, trees are not always so skinny. Their trunk might be a little bit more thick. Their branches might be a little bit more thick. You can always go back in and make those a little bit different, but that's basically how you can easily make a tree look a little bit more realistic. I kind of like it with a little bit of leaves. It looks like it's a fall tree, which is the season that we're in right now. All right, so let's talk about the fun art that we're gonna be doing. I hope you're paying attention. Here's what I hope you brought in. You found a placemat, a paintbrush, a paper towel. During these instructions, please place your paper towel and your paintbrush away from you so that you're not tempted to touch them while I'm giving directions. For this project, I will be passing out some black tempera paint, which means you do not need to add water to this to make it work. What we used last time was watercolor. This is called tempera, so it's a little bit different. I'm gonna show you how to do a little bit of Y trees. So I'm gonna put one right in the middle. First, I have to start with the long part that looks towards the sky. It's a vertical line. What do we call that part of the tree? Hope you said the trunk. That's the trunk of the tree. I'll give a little line. But now am I done? I hope you said no. It's time for me to add some Y branches. So remember, 2 lines diagonal. They're going out towards the corners of the paper. They don't have to go all the way out. You can always make them bigger later. You can't make these smaller because it's paint. And then I keep on going. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more Ys to my branches. That makes them look a little bit more realistic. But now this tree is a little bit lonely looking still, so I'm going to create some more Ys. I might add more Ys to my Ys. On the ends, I might do a little Y hanging off the bottom. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna be right back after I finish up doing my Ys. There we go. Now I finished my branches. What do I need next? I hope you said leaves. We need some leaves. Now, just by the way, you're sharing this with your partner. I'm gonna fill it up, but once you're out, you're out. I may not be able to give you more paint. We'll see how much time we have left. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back into that black paint and you're gonna give your leaves, the end of the branches, little kisses. Now let me ask you a question. I'm putting some leaves up here, but do leaves grow on the trunk of the tree? I hope you said no, they don't grow down there, but they do grow on the little Y branches. So if you have Y branches, you can do little dots. The faster you do them, the more realistic it's gonna look. It's gonna look like it's a real tree if you go fast. So I'm just giving it little kisses, not real kisses, just kisses with the paintbrush. And I'm gonna fill this up with leaves. I'm gonna do this in the fast mode so you can see how it's done. So here I go, adding leaves. Remember, just little kisses. Your paintbrush is barely touching the paper. All right, I'm gonna finish up my leaves. Remember, just little itty bitty kisses. Just itty bitty, not squash my gosh like this. Don't be mean to Mr. Paintbrush. Just do itty bitty little kisses. And you'll notice that the faster you go with these little kisses, the more realistic it's gonna look. So your parents are gonna look at this and they're gonna think it's real and they're gonna be so proud of you. All right, so I finished up my tree. I know that I'm finished because I filled it up with leaves. I did not put any leaves on the trunk. No leaves on the trunk. That would look crazy. Now I have a little bit more paint left. I'm gonna use it up. What could I put at the bottom of my painting to make it look even more real? I hope you said grass. If you do little tiny strokes like this, and notice my placemat is underneath my paper, so if I accidentally get paint on the placemat, it's okay. I don't have to clean it up off the table. I can do really fast little strokes and do grass. If you still have paint left over, maybe you could do a little tree or a little bush. Who knows? Maybe I'll do, I don't know, a little bush with my little kisses, not real kisses. There, I could do that. You could do some grass if you wanted to. Anything you can do to use up that paint, because whatever we don't use is going right down the sink. And I don't want to waste all this little paint going on here. So just use what you can, use it all up. Feel free to do a bush. Feel free to do another tree if you have enough paint. All right, once you're done, you're gonna take your paintbrush. You'll follow the green arrows. In this sink over here on the corner, you'll see a little cup. Just place your paintbrush in the cup and then walk away. Leave it. You don't have to clean it out or anything. Follow the green arrows. Use your paper towels to clean up any mess on the table. If there's none or you've already cleaned it up, you can throw it away. We don't need that anymore. Then you're gonna take this tray, follow the green arrows, green arrows. If you don't follow the green arrows, you might end up splattering this all over me, which would be crazy and I'd be super mad. Then you're gonna put the paint tray on the counter and then leave it. You don't have to clean it out. I'm gonna have another person clean it out. We are almost done. Now, where do we put wet artwork? I hope you said on the drying rack. So I'm gonna follow the green arrows, green arrows, green arrows. Do I put it on the bottom or the top? Hope you said the bottom. I'm gonna find a little spot for it. Gently, 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 like a little tray. Put it on the drying rack so that I can keep it safe. These are gonna look so beautiful, you guys. I'm so excited to see what they'll look like at the very end. Bye-bye.